Heal Terran player, it is none other than Montasaurus.
And as his opponent spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, already pulling off the extractor trick, it is CptKirk as the yellow Zerg player. Out TVZ on Coda.
Yeah, Coda is a, I mean, it's a pretty well-established map. We're all really familiar with it at this point. The small choke into the main, larger choke into the natural with the rocks that help form the wall off there. The third that can be a little bit difficult to get to for some races, but ends up creating a lot of interesting interactions between both, especially with the small airspace in between, allowing for the potential trapped muta scenario. Some airspace around the back, which allows you to get some good drop angles for Terrans. So this is a thing that this map is very frequently picked, just in general. It's one of the most frequently picked maps. Echo probably holding that spot for last season. It's nice to still have it in the pool. I think it's pretty good.
Sending a quick scout over here, gonna see what this Zerg is up to. He's gonna go down. He's gonna spot the expansion attempt.
Okay.
Gonna stop and poke him in the face.
So SCVs actually win A-move battles between workers. Probes will win microed battles between workers because they can regenerate their health so much faster than everything else.
Oh.
A drone will beat a SCV if it gets a little time, as you can see, or if the SCV stops fighting back. But, you know, he does see the expansion timing there, and that tells most of Montasaurus what he needs to know in terms of being able to deal with early aggression.
Going for an expansion himself, knows he's safe for the moment. Spawning pool is down, but no lings on the way yet. Content to drone up, build a queen.
Yeah. And back on the Terran side of the map, we have 2 gases being picked up simultaneously, 3 workers going into both. He's actually going down to 7 on minerals. This is happening pretty early, so I expect to see some kind of tech coming out here shortly, maybe even a Reaper as well. Actually, no, yeah, late Reaper is always a possibility. The extra scouting potential is never a bad thing to have. But it looks like, yeah, it looks like he might be just saving up for a factory. And factory? Yeah, there it is.
Kaboom! And you can't construct one there, buddy. Oh, whoa, what?
Hmm?
Huh.
Oh, yeah.
So the construction mesh kind of overlaps there. Looked like he was going to collide.
That's actually interesting if you, like, grab the group select thing and hold it over those 2 buildings. They have one of those Venn diagram things going on.
Yes, they do.
It's kind of cool looking.
That's interesting, yes. Well, the reactor will be done by the time the factory finishes, so we can lift these, swap them, and move into Hellion production. It's gonna be great for roasting drones.
So CptKirk sees the expansion. He hasn't scouted the tech just yet, so he doesn't know too much more about what his opponent is up to. He does, however, sense some trouble. We have a little bit more lings than normal popping out here. He's got a spawning. He's got a spine crawler going down at the front for potential defenses, and he's running up here with 1 ling to get an eye on the front. He sees the bunker, loses the ling. Now, he might have done some research on Montasaurus, actually looked at his previous matches, and if he had, he'd be aware that Montasaurus is known for being a little cheeky from time to time with his builds. Things like, you know, Proxy Thor.
Yep.
So, which, by the way, is fun to watch. I mean, don't get me wrong here, I'm not criticizing it, but he might have been aware that there's some potential for shenanigans. So, we have some Hellions coming out here. We're going to control back against the Lings pretty well. Lings don't really want to get in a fight with them just yet, not until speed is done.
That was a good read, too, on CptKirk's part, dropping the spine crawler preemptively here. So, I mean, if these Hellions try to run by and get back into the Zerg base, I mean, there's at least something to defend there.
Grabbing a Baneling nest. I wonder here if he's going to try and go for some kind of 2-base Ling Bane bust, or if he's actually just going to go into Ling Hydra. Kind of saving a decent amount of minerals. Expending. We'll find the answer to this in just a moment. Sees total 4 Hellions. Sees him moving out across the map toward his base. And we have a lair popping up. Roaches. I think the Roach Warren is, I think, for intermediate defense. Part of this build, as I recall, doesn't necessarily end up being a core part of the unit. And there's the expansion, yeah.
And coming from Montasaurus, we've got Widow Mines, and on top of that giant shit Sunday, this is Banshee with Cloak. So this is going to be really difficult here for CptKirk to hold. He's going to have a lot of cheese thrown at him in this case.
He is actually very much ready for at least the Hellions. He had the really nicely positioned queens there to prevent them from running up the ramp. He got 3 workers, though, Montasaurus, without losing anything. So it's a decent little run by, combined with this Banshee should do some good work. Cloak is not yet done. It will finish in 10 seconds. There is nothing, however, for the Banshee to hit from this angle. So he should be ready to move in here. There's no spore powers, no detection of any kind, so this should get a lot of work done.
I don't think Kirk caught this either. It was just outside of his vision. He's going to move right in here. He's going to...
There we go. I was going to say, he's attacking a completely ineffectual location until these workers spawned. Now he's not. Actually going for the queens, actually targeting them specifically instead of the workers. What do you think is his angle on that?
I'll try and keep the larva down. Make sure that CptKirk can't replenish his army or worker supply. Hellion's moving in, taking out this spore crawler that's building right now. Banshee wreaking havoc in the main base.
This harassment is just really, really strong. There's going to be no anti-air when the cloak runs out.
Yeah, this queen can't run off the cliff, unfortunately, to get away from the Banshee. Now it's stopping and auto-attacking these workers. Going to pull away right near these spore crawlers that are nearly complete.
CptKirk has lost a total of 8 workers in this game so far. He has lost his ability to mine from his natural, which is still under fire by these Hellions, which are currently just roasting the larva primarily. Looks like the spine crawlers are finally being like, having none of that. Get out of my base. And then Banshee comes over and just is going to kill it.
Yeah, before it even roots in here, it's going to get picked off. And didn't even get a swing off on these Hellions and roasting all this larva.
CptKirk's down to 32 supply against 92. This is very fatal damage. Very fatal.
It's kind of freezing up here, too. I mean, there's only so much he can do. He could be throwing minerals at this other base here, replenishing his drone supply, but he's trying to get these spine crawlers now and get some work done, but they get focus fired pretty well.
Yeah, well, we have the Hellions here doing still a decent amount of work, just doesn't have anything to take care of this. Finally, we have a few Lings. It looks like wants to go for some counterattack damage. This maybe had some hope of working back when the Hellions were first coming here, but it's much there now.
Solid play here from Montasaurus. Keeping the map controlled, his opponent on the back foot the entire game so far. Finally cleaning up these Hellions, but not before the damage is done. It is 23 to 51 workers.
Montasaurus gets that attack out. Lairs finished, but unfortunately the Overlord never did poop any creep over here, so the orbital lands just fine. And now we have a big counterling attack coming out here. Still no Ling speed, unfortunately, so I don't think we're going to see a lot of success from this, especially with those 2 Widow Mines burrowing right there. He's not going to do that. I like in a way, I'm kind of okay with just running into the army like that, because it's like the only way to do any real damage to it is hope Widow Mines do it for you, but it doesn't work, and that's brutal game.
Yeah, this is pretty rough. I mean, he can come back from this, but this game will never be the same. He's already lost his natural expansion. There's nothing mining here. He's got a few larvae left, but that's not really going to save the...
No. Well, he's going to rebuild that, and he does have his 3rd up. So I guess the first thing you do in CptKirk's position is that you can't be 100% certain exactly how much stuff your opponent has. Running those links forward did give you a good picture of it. He didn't see necessarily like the overwhelming Doom army, though he doesn't necessarily know that that's because there's 50 workers. So his opponent has an extremely strong economy now, compared to his, at least. So it's when this army gets over here and starts dealing with damage and he can't do anything to stop the damage, yeah, that's when you know it's GG, and that's when it's called.
Yeah, there's only so much you can do against that, especially if the opponent keeps hammering you like that with the army. And clearly, if you take a look at the army supply, it's 80 to 4. There's really nothing there you can do.
What are medevacs?
What are medevacs? Don't need those. What are you talking about?
What is a medevac? What a miserable pile of secrets. I need to actually play I think I have never finished that game, Symphony of the Night. Gotten like halfway through it. Need to do it at some point.
I don't think I've ever heard of that game.
Sure you have. Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
Oh, okay, well I've heard of it. I think the only...
Everyone has, because everyone quotes it.
What was
Did you know that that game has like Shakespeare level writing executed by the worst voice actors ever.
Oh no.
It's so bad.
The only Castlevania game I played was the one on the Game Boy Advance, unfortunately.
Which one? Curious.
Circle Under the Moon, I think that's what it's called. Does that ring a bell?
Was it the Game Boy Advanced one where you played a guy
With a whip.
who?
You were
Yeah, that
what's
one.
his face? You were
That one was a little weak, but that I know what one you're talking about.
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, I don't think
No,
I
it
ever.
was it was a good game. It had like the worst music of all of them, but it was good.
Right, right.
No, I got to introduce you to these. Symphony of the Night. You play Alucard, Dracula's son. He's not
Oh.
into the whole being a vampire and killing people thing, so
Okay.
he rebels against them. Essentially, helps humans out instead.
Oh, it's kind of unique.
And the games that you play later, that are technically like the spiritual sequel to that on the DS, were Aria of Sorrow and Dawn of Sorrow.
Hmm.
Those two games are really good. And you play a guy who seems like just kind of like a normal dude who, for some reason, has the ability to absorb monster souls and take their weapons. So you don't use the whip or anything, you just use a wide array of random powers that you can collect by killing things over and over again.
Okay.
It's a really fun game, actually.
Well, it seems legit, yeah.
But the Symphony of the Night, yeah, was pretty much the last proper one on a console. That hasn't happened since then, unfortunately.
Yes. So, do you need a break? You need water, bathroom, anything?
No, I'm good.
Anyone in the chat? You gotta go to the bathroom. Go pee. Go get a drink. I want to start up here Game 2 of Terraform Ladder Edition.
I'll admit, by the way, right now, I'm kind of, like I said, it does don't have much inspiration for YouTube videos anymore.
Mhm.
But there's a lot of stuff I would do on stream if I had what I felt like was good enough internet.
Right.
And that, like, hearing that somebody would like to see, I would love to play those games and just show them to people, but like, I don't want to show them in like super grainy mode. So
Yeah, you may as well just record the video and upload them later. I mean, you know.
yeah, it's just like it's
The real
but like
time-
not having the audience makes it half as fun.
Yeah,
so
I
it's
understand.
like, ugh, like,
Yep. It's a pain in the ass.
kind of at this weird crossroads with that right now.
Well, I'm sure you'll do what's best for you.
I mean, no, at some point. Yeah. When I have the ability to do that, I am gonna actually stream more. But
You know, I'll tune in as long as I'm home from work.
well, by that point, I will be working because that's the only way I'll be able to afford a place that has a good internet.
Ah, yes.
So that won't be an issue, at least. Working, by the way, or Wagnaria, very good anime.
Oh yeah, I've heard good stuff about that. I've seen art. Art's pretty cool for that too.
It's about a guy who starts working at a family restaurant that's filled with really quirky characters.
Yay!
That's it. I mean, that's
Is it like
and the guy himself is also kind of quirky.
Is it like K-On level cute and?
Some of that is there.
I was gonna...
Mostly, it's kind of like I said when I tweeted after I watched the first episode that I thought slapstick humor is usually funny, but sometimes it just makes you wonder why no one's called the cops yet. That has a lot of that.
Yeah.
Like, example of what I'm referring to. There's this one character that has this like deathly fear of guys that causes her to punch them for some reason. Not kidding. She hits the main character at least a dozen times
What?
in one episode.
What the
And
shit?
there's a point where you're like, oh, come on, somebody in the restaurant would have called the cops by now, unless they just think this
Yeah.
is the gimmick of the shop. And then that's revealed that that's why nobody does, because the shop has a lot of vaguely violent things about it, and no one questions that anymore.
Ugh.
Like one of the main server for some reason is carrying around a katana, never uses it. Terrifies everyone she serves food to. It's hilarious.
Why?
Because like she'll be standing there and she's just acting all pleasant and happy, and then she serves their food out and they're like about to ask, but they get scared and then don't do anything.
What the hell?
I guess like the owner used to be a gang leader.
Oh, great.
as well. So
What
she's
what is
not.
up? What is up
It's like
with
it's so funny though.
food anime and gang crap?
I don't know.
Especially recently, you look at like Nisekoi. It's all centered around some kind of mafia.
Well, Nisekoi is like that's actually like the primary humor element of that show. But anyway, yeah, we're getting off on a huge.
Oh yes, you were. Okay,
Huge.
so game two, Montasaurus, CptKirk on Terraform.
If anybody did have to go to the bathroom, they got their chance.
Hey, yes, we gave you plenty of stall time there.
Well,
Get
anyway,
it?
the
Stall time.
yeah, you should watch that one. Like I said, the end of the first episode was making me sit there, go, really? That's stupid. But for the most part, it's hilarious.
You gotta have that kind of stuff sometimes. Oh no, hang on. There we go. My hotkeys were not working. Now they are, so we're good. Spawning us in the bottom right-hand corner of the map. The till turn player taking game one. It is Montasaurus.
Yep. In the top left, we have his opponent, our yellow Zerg player, who needs to take this one, stay in the match, see if he's able to do it. Like I said, he said he was silver, but that was immediately after season placement when he signed up. And he told me that he was gold the previous season. So if you looked at that loading screen and were a little confused, that's why I'm treating him as gold. I'm allowing him to play a flat player. Because we didn't have any golds available.
Yeah.
Them's the breaks, folks. Until Legacy of the Void comes out, we're going to have a shortage of people in some of the ranks.
Yeah.
I actually imagine that it'll fill out then.
Yeah, we're in that phase right now where everybody's anticipating the expansion, so nobody's excited enough about Heart of the Swarm to really continue to ladder or, you know.
No.
Play
I
the game.
do love the fact, though, that they've added a way for you to just instantly get in the beta, and there's a ladder there. So anybody who wants to play Legacy of the Void now, you can just pre-order it and play it.
Yeah, sounds good. Actually, the first thing I'm going to do when Legacy releases is go straight through the campaign.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to bother with multiplayer. I want to see how this damn story plays out. Cause,
those prologue missions, by the way,
good stuff.
So good. They were fun. Loved them.
Yeah, I'll have to go through those myself. You know, I've been playing StarCraft since, middle school now. So these characters I've grown up with, fallen in love with, and so it's gonna be sad to see the whole thing end.
Yeah, unless it's done well. I mean, I can accept that.
It better be done well. I mean, come on.
I used to feel that way about things, but here's the thing I can kind of accept with Blizzard. It'll probably be a little bit sort of a cheesy, maybe stereotypical ending that you could kind of see coming, but it'll still be satisfying. And that's all I want. I mean, I went through the Mass Effect 3 ending, and I'm like, literally, that's all I don't want now. I watched that ending, and now I'm like, as long as I don't care if it's like a cliched ending. Come on. If
Red,
it's
green, and blue, seriously?
I will take it.
Red, green, and blue? What the hell is that shit? All those choices we made don't fucking matter.
No, they were all the same. It's essentially the same ending, except for the blue one, which was sort of... Like, that's the thing. That was not Paragon ending. I don't care what anybody said about what that color implied, technically.
Yep. Yeah, because that was the control ending, right? We can control the Reapers. Oh, look, Shepard died. Suddenly their consciousness is a network of machines. What?
Which doesn't make any sense.
The fuck is that shit?
They were all independently conscious machines.
Yeah,
so why does that work?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I have to agree with Montasaurus, though. He's saying in the chat the series as a whole was amazing. It's easily my favorite game to date. So
Red ending is the only ending. I agree.
Yeah.
I used the green one just to see what would happen, and I was like, cool, that was like the ending to a fairy tale. The red one is the only real one. Yeah. To be honest, I think the red one is the canon one, actually.
I think it is, and if you get enough, what is it, the war crap up, and you complete enough of the game, you see the Shepard survives at the end. Spoiler alert, sorry. But, it's like, what?
Wait, for the red one?
Yeah, for the red one. If you get enough influence, you see that Shepard
no way.
draws a breath.
I never bothered to check that, because I did the green one, and the green one Shepard can't survive. Like, that's impossible.
Yeah, he draws a breath, and it cuts out to black, and that's it. Like, come on! Yay, fuck you!
No, well, if that's the case, then yeah, that's definitely the canon ending, and oh man, that also means this Mass Effect 4 one might still have Shepard in it.
Maybe. I mean, they said
there's a part of me that doesn't want them to do that.
Shepard die, God.
I mean, I don't want him to even be an NPC. I kind of don't want to run into him. But then again, they did that in Dragon Age. Though you run into Hawk at some point.
Yeah. So anyway, this StarCraft game we got going here, Montasaurus.
I'm sorry, guys. That was like epically bad, tasteless levels of getting distracted.
Super huge. Yeah, there we go. But Montasaurus opened a Reaper. He kind of figured out what Captain Kirk was going for here. He spotted the expansion. He's been harassing it on and off. Captain Kirk getting flashbacks from last game, dropping a spine crawler immediately, and Montasaurus expanding himself. Going for that gas.
Yep. Oh, by the way, I guess while we still have the chance to talk about it since nothing is happening, I've seen the indoctrination theory stuff.
It's real. It's real.
It doesn't matter to me whether it is or not. That still sucks because BioWare didn't execute it well enough to convey that. That's what I mean. Like, if that's true, that's fine. That's great. But I wasn't able to get that from playing the game. I had to read the theory. That's really bad. I can't maintain. I mean, that's cool if it's true. But like I said, the only way I don't know that that's true. It's like, if that was actually done on purpose, they would have hooked something into the ending to make you think that.
Right. They would have sowed the seed.
But, you know, if you want to believe it, cool, go ahead. That's my stance on it. It could be true.
Oh, wow.
It's cool. It's very, like, mind-bent. It's very, like, what's the word?
Mindfucky.
No, the movie. Fight Club. It's very Fight Club-like theory.
Yes, it is.
And it's not a bad...
What you call it? Sixth Sense.
Yeah.
This Reaper is a badass. Totally took out 4 lings, scouted that expansion down there at the 3rd, and made it out with like 5 HP, and is shooting drugs.
Montasaurus only minorly supply blocked as a result of all that. It's able to undo that. It's getting this money spent. We have an Overlord wandering into the base saying, "Oh goodness, there's a thing, we knew it was there, boss." And he died.
Like the unfortunate Captain Kirk here.
Oh, that didn't see the expansion attempt occurring. That sucks. But it's a good thing Captain's still going for this 3rd. He's going to need it. But now what he doesn't know is that he needs to pour on the aggression once he's on supply blocked. Because if the Terran gets away with getting this 3rd up, things get really hard.
Shamalama ding dong. M. Night Shamalama ding dong. Yes.
Like I said, it could be true for you. That's fine. I mean, that still disappoints me, but it's fine.
So Mona's in a pretty commanding position here, moving up to his 3rd base. He's actually got that operational, sort of. He's drawing gas from it. Captain Kirk is actually trying to establish his own. No workers here yet.
Nope. He's getting the gas up now, and this Overlord is going to wander in and see this. Captain Kirk looks like he has a little extra supply just to be ready this time. Butilisks are the choice of pain for the Zerg this time. We also have speed on the leads.
Choice of pain. Heroes are good in this, especially looking at the ground-based army Montasaurus had last game. Taking a gamble on Mutas, I can see where he would draw that conclusion.
It's not bad, though. Like, Montasaurus has all the basic things he needs to defend. He's got a turret and a single in each one. He's got a decent chunk of Marines. His 3rd is pretty vulnerable right now, but there just aren't that many Mutalisks to really take advantage of this. So it looks like we might just be seeing maybe the typical Scarlet approach to this matchup. But
like that. I mean,
there's ground upgrades as well, so this is maybe like a Roach Muta thing going.
Muta, I mean, yeah, it's range, so it's got to be Roaches, right?
Could be. I'm trying.
What's he going
I mean,
for
yes,
here?
the Hydras is the more logical choice, but you kind of need the gas for one or the other. So it's like really hard to afford both.
Right. He's moving up to a 4th base, though. He's looking to draw some more gas minerals for Roaches. There we go. Roaches on the way. Supplement these Mutalisks. He's going to be hurting for gas, though, trying to pump out Mutalisks and...
Yeah. If you get the 4th up, they'll be fine. You can get it to mining. It doesn't look like Montasaurus is making any attempt to look for that right now. He just wants to defend and make sure that his 3rd gets up and running, and it's pretty much there. There's yet another Overlord wandering in to take a look at it. Maybe he just wants to see how the defenses are in this location. I've always thought that this is a good thing to do anytime you're actually going to go for any kind of harassment, just to kind of get an idea of where the static defenses are. If you can, of course.
Move in, take a look-see. Sees everything. everything and nothing.
But specifically the nothing part is very, very important to us. But I say that, by the way, I say all that stuff about Mass Effect because, yeah, I really loved that series too. In fact, I still do. In fact, I still play 2 and 3 pretty decently.
I actually have the 2 on the PC. I need to go back through those again. I really, really love those games.
Especially... 2 is like, it's okay. Like, 3 feels the best to go back to me.
Yeah, of course. Actually. I mean, that's the most advanced of the mechanics in the game, so...
Yeah.
It's always hard to backtrack to Mass Effect 1 after you have that combat,
2.
So. Ugh, yeah.
Mostly because of all the walking. Like, the combat is a little bit odd feeling, true, but, like, there's just so much empty space where nothing happens.
Clunky. Artificial size.
But it's a good story. It's a great series of games. If you don't mind starting with 2 and being, like, I kind of highly recommend it. If you need the story and don't mind the mechanics being a little shallow, 1's always a great place to start, though. Ooh.
Why? Roach is getting angry at their buddy there. Almost killed him.
That's okay. He'll regenerate all his health.
Yeah, well, depends on how long he's going to wait here for... Yeah, he's getting antsy. He wants to get something done. He wants to figure out what the defenses are. He wants to do some damage, but...
Wow, the unipathing around that spot is real bizarre.
Yeah, that wasn't cool, actually. If it split off in 2 directions.
The Widow Mine, unfortunately, in the Overseer's eyeballs. Never looked that closely at an Overseer, by the way. They all blink. Except for 2 on the top. They don't.
Yeah, no, that third eye in the middle there is almost a mouth.
Nope. Kind of.
Nope.
Oh. I think my game froze.
I'll drop it.
Wait for the program to respond.
Megatron.
My game may have just crashed. Not sure.
Well, if that's the case, I have the timestamp. We can skip to the point where we left off. So.
16:23. Yeah, I got it too.
Alright, yeah, looks like we're gonna have to...
Yeah, I'm gonna close the thing.
Remake this. Sounds good. I'll go ahead and close this replay, get the lobby restarted, wait for you to get back.
Well, anyway, while we're doing that, to anybody who doesn't... Basically, all I was disappointed with, mostly, was the green ending. Because that felt like the one that you had to earn. Because I thought that's what the extra, like, points were for. Because I thought you just had a choice of the blue or the red one if you didn't get the extra points. So that made me wonder if they wanted the green one to be canon, but the green one felt so stupid compared to the rest of the series. Like, because nothing in the series has ever been about an easy, like, and now everybody gets along sort of thing, right? But that's what happens in the green one. And it's like, but why? That doesn't work. Just like, and now everybody understands each other, and there is no organics and machines killing each other. But why? Because magic green fairy dust? That doesn't... Shouldn't that, like, not solve the problem at all? Because, you know, people still are independent and all that shit. But like I said, blue was kind of weird, too. Like, blue is a better solution than the green one was. Still. Red, obviously, I agree. Like, red is the ending. To me. It has to be.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's canon. Especially, you know, if you have enough points... After you've completed those missions and stuff, like I said, you see Shepard draw a breath and then it cuts. So, I mean, you know that's it. That invalidates everything.
Which is fine. They could have just had that. They didn't need a choice there. They didn't at all. They could have just... I mean, well, they could have kept the blue one in. I mean, people could laugh at it and treat the red one as a real ending. Because, like, that's everything it's building up to is how awful the Reapers are. And then if you play the DLC... The other 2 endings are stupid, even more so.
Montasaurus brings up a good point. Have you ever tried to fire at the Star Child? If you shoot at
I played the game before that was put in, but yeah.
If you shoot at the Star Child, he basically says, "So be it," walks away, and you get a game over. That's it.
Actually, kind of surprising that he doesn't just reform and go, "Oh, red then," and then blows up. The station.
Pretty much.
But kind of funny if he even broke the 3rd wall and actually said that. Oh, red. Okay. and blows it up himself.
Right.
Except that kills Shepard or something. That would be like the difference.
This hurts you, Shepard.
Right? That was the Reaper's to us. I think that's the other part of it that just felt weird, is that up until that point, the Reapers never tried to talk. They just tried to kill you.
Yeah, no, they didn't care. You know, once you got up past Saren and you took care of him, suddenly the Reapers were like, oh, I guess he's important enough to talk to.
So I guess I will agree then that I would accept the indoctrination theory as a plausible explanation for why the Green One was so stupid. It does make sense. Because you could accept that as this is what Shepard sees when he does that.
You could give in and...
But it isn't what actually happens.
Right. You
it's
could give in...
It's the Reaper's win. That's the ending.
Let the machines in, yep. I mean, even the control one, it makes it look like you've won, right?
But yeah, but that's probably not true. He probably just got absorbed into their brains and lost.
Right.
Yeah, the red one is the one that makes sense.
Exactly. We're going to ×8 here. We got a few moments more to talk. We're going to go up to the 15-minute, 20-second mark.
Yeah, okay.
Let me know if
so much easier to do when you don't have to hide it from everybody and reload it in the background, talk over it, blah, blah, blah,
yeah.
blah, blah.
Let me know if it murders your machine. I can slow it down temporarily.
It's fine. It's not going to murder my machine. The game just crashed on its own. It's like my machine will handle this just fine.
Yeah, it happens. I mean, especially if you play borderless window, right? Like I do.
Yep.
Yeah, sometimes that gets really...
Yeah, maybe I should consider going back to Windows.
It's a Namek!
Hello, Namek.
Hello, Namek. Nice to see you. What's up,
We are casting Game 2 of CptKirk versus Montasaurus. Would have finished it by now, maybe. I don't know. Actually, didn't look at the timer for this one.
Yeah,
but...
little technical glitch here. We lost Omega in the middle of it, so we're fast-forwarding. Recovery.
But yeah, we're heavily spoiling the end of Mass Effect, so I'm sure you would love to join in. I know you've played it. But, yeah, that was nah for me. But like I said, you know, actually, next time I do complete that game, I definitely should take the red one just to see that.
It's worth it, and make sure you get as many of the missions and side missions and stuff complete as you can to see what I'm talking about with this stupid thing.
Honestly, with that, I'll just grab 2 other people and go play the multiplayer to do it.
Yeah, or you just watch it on YouTube. They're all up there.
Honestly, yeah. By the way, that being an extremely... Oh, by the way, we're about to hit it.
Yeah, nearly here. So, we're going to switch to game mode.
Okay. So, up until this point in the story, nothing had really happened in terms of neither player has really interacted all that much with the other. There was a decent clash with a Reaper that killed a few things. And CptKirk's been building up his forces, but Montasaurus got a third quicker, which is why he has 40 more supply. I think. Montasaurus also killed some other units. So there was just some tiny little minor skirmishes.
Oh, no, you gotta go. Previously on Dragon Ball Z.
I never watched enough of the US cartoon to, like, imitate that. Whoa, the pathing! Why are these units here? Oh, the pathing.
Murdered workers. 7 for free.
Well, that sucks. I mean, man, this map is like a brute horde map. You have to know which parts of the terrain your units are just going to be like, this is a fast way to get some minerals.
Right.
Oh, that's sad. Because, like, that hurts to see.
Yeah, CptKirk is going to push right in. He's going to go up and go straight for the throat.
Uh-oh. Banelings.
Need those banelings with him.
Yeah, or maybe they're going to go for a flanking maneuver. If so, this is really cool. It's going to end up hitting all the armored units, but it's a cool idea. I maintain that.
Oh no, all the tanks and the Thors absorb it.
Nope, yeah, it doesn't kill anything. That's unfortunate. And it looks like CptKirk's going to try and walk out of here, but he's walking into death. And he killed 8 more workers. So he at least did that. At least dented the economy of Montasaurus. But the thing is, it's not really bad for him yet. Because it's like, he still has 65 workers. So he had some extras floating around. And he can start pushing toward replacing everything with mules. So it's like, it didn't probably do anything meaningful at all with the Terran army. And Montasaurus knows that. That's why he's sending his army across the map, being like, Okay, cool. You built that up over a long time. Let's see if you can handle a counterattack.
It's gonna be a painful counterattack there. There are plenty of ravens, lots of lots of AoE coming out of these hellbats. Blue flame hellbats, that is. Lings
Oh,
are gonna fly
using the
right up into
auto
the
turrets
hellbats.
to excellent maneuver. We'll talk about that a little bit after these guys are done roasting the lings. Ooh, brutal. Banling comes in, gets one hit off, and yeah, the army's going to die right here. But we have 3 auto turrets placed on the high ground up there, actually slowing down the ling reinforcements. On top of that, really cool little maneuver, and we have a GG well played from CptKirk, as well as a happy face. Wow, this guy's got nerves of steel.
Alright, so what maneuver are you talking about? Actually, we can back up the replay. How about that instant replay?
Oh, just at the beginning of that attack, he threw down 3 auto turrets at the top, like 3 pylons to block off anything that was just move commanded down without being attacked. Would actually cut off any supply from
right there,
main joining the battle. It's actually a really cool little maneuver. Because, I mean, CptKirk, by the way, absolute nice, quick response to that. He just kills it immediately. But, you know, against a lot of players, I can easily see that shutting down like 1/4 of the reinforcements, which is so powerful.
Game paused.
Yep.
Using them like force fields. Typical Protoss right now. I'm getting all giddy over a Terran doing a Protoss thing.
Fairly well done. Nice placement there, Mr. Montasaurus. Taking the best of 3, 2-0.
But yeah, really nicely done. I thought, yeah, definitely could see Montasaurus obviously being the more solid player there, but that's part of the fun of this is that sometimes you get an opponent that's a little bit above you, not too necessarily far out of the way. I think like tuning everything up, working on his macro, maybe 2 weeks later, he might actually be able to catch up a little bit. I'm interested to see this next match that unfortunately they're probably also going to have to play offline because they didn't quite get to a spot in time. Again, apologies about that, Montasaurus.
Yeah,
Mostly my fault this week.
Yeah,
but
things were a little strange this week between me and you having stuff going on, family and whatnot. So
yeah,
that's okay. There will be more weeks. I guarantee it.
Yeah, just for our StarCraft casting this evening, we are, I think,